Hello, everyone, and welcome to Market 101. My name is Ashley Grigg, and we are excited that you are joining us today. We are going to be talking about all things High Point Market. We are going to make sure that you are prepared for fall market coming up October 26th through the 30th. We are only 28 days away. So we are within a month of the most exciting event in the home furnishings trade show. I've got a good team here to help me out today. You will see Jessica and Wynn in a little bit, and then we have Lindsay Martin helping us behind the scenes. And I'm so glad to have the A team with me here today. We are going to be talking about both some logistics and some tips, get you prepared for how to plan for market, and then also on-site resources and everything you'll need to know before and when you get here. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But first, I want to get a sense of who we have on the call today. So if you would, Lindsay, go ahead and throw up some polls. We have some questions for you. All right, thanks, Lindsay. You guys could go ahead and just take a few seconds and answer those. We're just looking to know, have you been to market before? Or is this your first time? We want to know the type of companies that are joining us. Also, from where are you tuning in? And how are you feeling with your fall market planning? Let us know. All right, once that slows down, Lindsay, if you'll just pop those answers up on the screen when you're ready. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Looks like we've got primarily newbies here, which is awesome. We're glad to have you, but also glad to have the returners here. We know that even after you come to market the first time, it's so unique and so different. And then it's basically a whole city laid out here for you that you still might want to tune into one of these webinars to see how you can learn some tips and tricks to work it better. So, or for those of you that are returning and a refresher, happy to have you here to do that. Looks like we've got some retail stores and some designers. That's great. And a few others. And let's see, from all across the United States, Canada, welcome. And our other international guests, glad to have you here. It looks like we've still got some planning to do, but some, congrats, the 17 that are all done. That's awesome, 17%. That's really good. So, all right, that's helpful. Thank you for sharing that information. One housekeeping item, we are going to be doing a Q&A at the end. So if you have any questions at any point in time, then just go ahead and put them into the Q&A. While I'm talking, Jessica's going to be in there answering them. While Jessica's talking, I'm going to be in there answering them. And then at the end, we'll circle back and see what questions we haven't answered. But we're probably going to answer a whole lot of your questions within the next 45 minutes before we tune in the Q&A. But don't use the chat feature, use that Q&A. So, all right, let's get right into some fun facts. Thought that was a great place to start, just help you understand a little bit more about market and the market district here in High Point. We have a lot of showroom space for you to see. It's 12 million square feet of showroom space. And so if you would like to try to visualize exactly how much inspiration and product is coming your way in just a few weeks here in High Point, the amount of showroom space at High Point Market is equal to 201 football fields. That's a lot of product. That's a lot of walking too. And we're going to talk about that. We certainly have the tips of making sure you wear comfortable shoes, but it is huge. 13 city blocks here just for you, just for this industry. A lot of product for you to see, a lot of great design so you can be inspired. That's what we're here for. Also, when active, High Point Market's transportation system is the second largest in the state of North Carolina. We have a lot of equipment and a lot of shuttle runs to make sure that you can get here to High Point, and when you're here, that we can get you around the district. And Jessica's going to go into that a little bit later. We have shuttles from 3 airports, from over 90 hotels in the area. We have a red line and a green line downtown and a go anywhere if that doesn't get you where you need to be. We are going to offer all of that to get you around market as you need it. And none of that comes with a cost. It's all free and a complimentary service to our guests. So we are here for you in that area for sure. Also, another fun fact, the construction that occurs in the IHFC building alone. Now, mind you, that is our largest building here in the Market District, but it is not the only building. We have 180 buildings here in the Market District within this 13 block area. In that one building, the construction that occurs each year is equal to building 1,200 single family homes. So short story is these exhibitors are constantly changing things up. These buildings want you to see something new every time you go in there. So every April, every fall, if you're new, you're not going to catch that the wall has moved this time, but you'll get there when your next return, and you'll be able to see that they're changing it up every single time you come, and they want you to see what's new. They want you to see their great design and really be inspired by it. We also emphasize sustainability here in High Point Market, and we work with the city of High Point to make sure that the cardboard that's coming in here is recycled. And then, of course, as you walk around market, you'll see recycle bins and such for water bottles. But the city of High Point recycles over 500 tons of cardboard each market. That's a great partnership for us. That's a very important thing they're doing, but it's also a really impressive number. So we thought that was a fun one to share with you. So, all right, let's get right into it first, talking about trip planning. And if you're like me and love a checklist, that's where we're going to start. So this is a checklist that we have up on our website. If you want to take a look at it, and we're going to walk through each of these steps today. You can use that QR code to pull that up if you want to, but we're going to talk you through what you want to do in advance of market to make sure that you're planning. First things first, if you have not registered yet, please put that on your list right now, to-do list today before you go to bed, is go to our website, highpointmarket.org, and get registered. We want you to do that because we're going to mail that pass to you. And it's also going to help you avoid any on-site fees and any lines either. So we don't want you standing in line when you first get to market. If you go ahead and do it now, before October 11th, if you're here in the United States, or before tomorrow, if you're international, we will mail that pass to you. You don't have to stop by a desk. You can go straight into the showrooms when you get here at market, pick up a lanyard in one of the lobbies, and you are good to go. You can register, though, all the way up through October 23rd at 5 p.m. Eastern. So even if you miss that pass and mail deadline, go ahead and register in advance. We will send you a QR code, and then you get the express line. We call it scan and go, but you'll be able to go to the quick line. You just scan that, show your photo ID, get it printed, and move on. That's the easiest way to start your trip. Of course, we have plenty of registration desks here to help you at market, but the best experience is to go ahead and register in advance. We also have some on-site fees for certain pass types. We'd like for you to avoid that. And this fall, we do have a new registration system. So while I'm excited about that change, it does mean that our staff on site is going to be learning a new system, and that could mean lines are a little bit longer. So go ahead and register in advance, and you can avoid all of that completely. That would help both you and me out. So that'd be great. All right. To dive deeper into this checklist, let's bring Jessica on, and she's going to go through a travel planning overview with you. Hey, Jess.
Thanks, Ashley. So Ashley kind of mentioned registering. If you're registered or not, travel planning is extremely important for High Point Market. We mentioned that we're the world's largest home furnishings trade show, and so that means a lot of people are coming to the High Point area at one time. So the earlier you plan your travel, the better. Through that poll, I know I saw 43% of you still had travel on your to-do list. So we're going to go over two great options to be able to get you started so you can get this checked off of your list. So option number one is Travel Quest. Travel Quest is our official High Point Market concierge service. They have a dedicated team of professionals that service High Point Market and High Point Market alone. And so that phone number and that email you see on the screen is their dedicated High Point Market line. And Travel Quest, being our official High Point Market concierge service, really knows High Point Market and the regional area so well. And they can make sure that you get a hotel booked that fits your needs, as close to your budget as they can get you, as well as what logistically works for you. They know which hotels we service with our free shuttles, and they know those hotel shuttle schedules. They even know restaurant services. They can make reservations for you. They can make your shuttle reservations for you. So all of this is almost completely free. There's actually just a small nominal fee for airline booking your airline ticket or your train ticket. However, new this market, if you book 3 nights or more with Travel Quest, they will waive that nominal fee. So depending on how long you and your team are planning on being here, you can get Travel Quest services and great customer service and support for free through the course of your High Point Market trip. If you have any hotel issues once you get here, your flight gets canceled, what have you, Travel Quest's team is there to support you, troubleshoot, and help you get real-time solutions. So Travel Quest is a great option, but it's not the only option. Some of us would rather DIY. So we certainly have an option for those of you as well. And that would be on our online booking tool. So we service, Ashley lightly touched on it with the Fun Market Facts, but we service nearly 100 hotels in the surrounding area. So that's Greensboro, Winston, High Point, Thomasville, Archdale, tons of hotels to be able to choose from. And so we service those with our free hotel shuttles. So the listing on this online booking tool that you see are going to be those hotels that have those complimentary shuttles. So this hotel booking tool is also through Travel Quest. So you'd rather DIY, you'd rather scroll and kind of explore for yourself, that's okay. If you do that through this booking tool, you still get that awesome Travel Quest customer service. So once you book through the booking tool, you'll actually get a confirmation email from Travel Quest that summarizes your hotel details as well as giving you that free hotel shuttle schedule information. So this is also a super great tool. If you are doing DIY, we think that's totally great, but there's lots of other travel things to check out on our Plan Your Trip page, which we're going to go over in a second, but this is a great place to start. And then you booked your hotel. Now you need to book your airline ticket, and then you need to get here from the airport. So Ashley also lightly touched on this, but we service 3 regional airports within this area to be able to get you to and from the airport to High Point Market. So we do Greensboro Airport. That's an airport that's about 30 minutes away from the downtown High Point area. We also service Raleigh and Charlotte, which you can see by that map are a little bit further away, but they're extremely popular airports. So we do service these. Again, all of this is free. The hours of operation are there on the screen. We do end at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays, which is the last day of market. So that is something to note. But all of that is also reflected on our website and all printed materials. So that'll be very clear when you're travel planning. Airport shuttle wise, we do require reservations for Raleigh and Charlotte. So Greensboro Airport, because it's so close, we do shuttles every hour on the hour. And there is no reservation required for that. But because Raleigh and Charlotte, the distance, we do require hotel shuttle reservations for those 2 airports. So you can make those hotel shuttle reservations on our website in the Plan Your Trip section. You'll see that the shuttle schedules, when they depart from the airport, when they depart from the terminal, are all listed there when you go to make that reservation. The reservations are super critical because if we do not know how many people we're picking up from the airport, we can't send the right amount of shuttles. And so please be sure to book that airport shuttle reservation. You can do that leading up to market. You can do it on site with a screen kiosk that's by the airport shuttle reservation loading area. You can do it on your phone. Lots of different options. You will get an email confirmation when you make that reservation. So be sure to save that. If you do lose it, we actually resend it 1 day before your scheduled reservation. We'll actually also send you a text confirmation as well, saying, hey, you have a shuttle, it's leaving at 9 a.m. tomorrow. please text yes to confirm. If you do not reply to that text message, we assume you are coming. So if you forgot to confirm your shuttle the day before, do not panic. As long as you didn't opt out, then we still have your reservation on file. So, and of course, if you have any questions with these, Travel Quest can help you, or you can always call our main line, and a market advisor here in the office can also help you with this. Schedule planning. So, you just booked, you got all the big stuff checked off your list. Now, before we get into some of the more nitty-gritty logistics, it's time to plan your schedule so that you get the most out of your High Point Market trip. And Ashley is going to help us with that.
Thanks, Jessica. Appreciate that overview of travel planning. I love schedule planning. And in short, I will certainly encourage you to do it in advance. It's very helpful if you have some of that locked in, at least a general idea of where you want to start when you get here to market. We always encourage that you incorporate 3 elements into your market schedule. The first, obviously, is product. That's probably the #1 reason you're coming here. You've got some projects or you've got a retail store to fill and you need some product on that floor or for your project. So we know that that's what you're coming primarily here for, but High Point has a lot of other options to build into your schedule. There's obviously a lot of networking. The principals of each company are here. There's a lot of other folks who have businesses like yours. Some folks are coming to market to connect with their market family and the friends. Of course, it's a twice-a-year reunion for the industry. And then we also have education. There is a lot of education here at Market. So be sure to incorporate all 3. First thing I want you to do as you're working on your schedule planning is to download My Market. Well, download the app, but sign up for a My Market account. You can do this on our website. If you go to plan your trip and then go to High Point Market app /My Market, you can sign up for an account there. Or if you download the app, you'll be able to do that there as well. This is a portion of the app and a portion of our website that allows you to really personalize a list of showrooms and events that you want to attend here at Market. So if you've already been on our website, you may have been looking around. Let's say that you were in the exhibitor directory and you pull up an exhibitor profile and you see that star in the corner. That's My Market. So as you are in the exhibitor directory and you're filtering down and you say, I do want to visit this exhibitor while I'm here at Market, you hit that star. If you're signed into My Market, it automatically adds it to your list. Same thing with the event calendar. You go through the events, you say, I want to attend that one, click that star, and it's going to add it to your calendar. If you do this on your desktop, then when you download the app and you're walking around at Market, you've got it right there in your hands. You get back to your hotel at night. Obviously, you can do it on your desktop as well. But the My Market is very, very helpful in terms of helping you organize where you want to be and where you want to go when you're here at Market. Also, let's jump into product. What showrooms do you want to see? That should be the first thing that you're figuring out. I'm sure you've already been looking at social. Hopefully you've been watching the press releases drop about product introductions coming to market, or you've been looking on our website. We have a really extensive exhibitor directory and filtering system to try to get you down. We have almost 2,000 exhibitors here in High Point, so there's a lot to see. There's a lot of different design elements that you can be looking for, a lot of different styles or categories. So utilize those filters. They're all in there. You can add, take away. Even in the app, you can start to save your filters, but use that and then get your list together through My Market. You can also, like I said, if you're subscribed to any of the trade pubs or daily emails, you can be watching on social. Maybe some brands are putting announcements out. You're going to see a lot more of those in these upcoming weeks, but start with the exhibitors that you want to see at Market. One other element, Lindsay, if you'll go to the next slide that we have on our website that can help you see what new product or new showroom news is coming to Fall Market. If you'll go to Inspiration, you can look at new product picks. These are coming from our exhibitors. They're uploading some new product that they have coming to the showroom floor in October. So that's a great place for you to scroll through and say, oh, that's exactly what I need for the project, or, ooh, that's something that I think my customers would be interested in. And you can look there and then go to that manufacturer's exhibitor profile, add them to your My Market, and go on from there. You can also go to product and showroom news, and this is kind of a news feed of upcoming events, not events, excuse me, upcoming news. And it could be related to a product launch, or it could be that this showroom has moved, or maybe they've expanded and they have double the space. A lot of good information in there that might inform where you want to go. Once you know what you want to see at market in terms of product, we also want you to ask the question, what do you want to attend? I alluded to a lot of events here at market, and that's in the hundreds. We have many more than any conference that you're going to want to attend. And most of the events, the great majority of the events, are all free. If they're not, they indicate that in there, but they should be free with your pass. You can just get into the event calendar. You can search by day. You can search by type of event. We break it down in educational or social. Even if you know, okay, I'll be in this neighborhood coming out of this showroom this day at this time, and I want to see what the evening events are, you can do that all with our filtering system. And then like we've talked about earlier, you just hit that star of the one you want to attend, and you'll be able to have that on your list. But there are a lot of events happening at market. Let me just give you a sneak peek of some featured events coming up. The first one we have on our opening day of market, Saturday, October 26th. We have partnered with the Design Leadership Network to bring this great panel to you for our keynote series. This is going to be in the High Point Theater at 3 o'clock, and the theater is right in the transportation terminal. So the area where all the shuttles offload and load, that's going to be where the theater is. You can come see these amazing industry stars talking on a panel moderated by Hadley Keller. So we're excited about that keynote series. We also have a little bit of fun mixed into the calendar. We have some great concerts coming up on Saturday and Sunday night of market, and you can see that right there. That is actually in an outdoor area right next to the transportation terminal. So you'll see the big stage and you'll see where that's going to be. Those are 7 p.m. each night. Those are exciting events coming up. If you're interested in tours, there are a lot of tours. Check the event calendar, look around. We promote a lot of those. We have some events as the Market Authority. We put on a hotspot tours, which is open to all buyers. They're product category specific. And so those are going to start on Saturday of market and go all the way through Tuesday of market, letting you look at the various categories, lighting. We even have Tuesday vacation rental design. There's a lot of product categories that we cover within those tours. You can look at the website to see the specifics there and sign up for those. We also have our insiders tour. I know we had a great number of newbies on this call today. If you have not been to market, or if you've only been to market once, or if you haven't been in a few years anywhere, we would consider all of you eligible for our insiders tour. This is either a half day or a full day tour where you can get insights and an experience from a market veteran. They're going to walk you around market. They're going to show you some of their favorite stops. We're going to have a kickoff event where you're going to get together with everybody else participating in the Insiders Tour. And we're going to do a panel discussion with all the tour guides, just really trying to help you learn and understand how to work market, how to make it work for your business. They'll talk through opening an account in the various showrooms and all the things you need to know, even where some of the best food is, things like that. So definitely check out that Insiders Tour. The deadline for that is October 16th, but it may fill up faster than that. So we do still have room on both the Friday half day tours and the Saturday full day tours right now, but you never know, those could fill up in this next few weeks before that deadline. So go ahead and apply for that if you are interested. And like I mentioned, if you search the event calendar, you will see some other tours from some of the buildings do tours. There's other third parties doing tours as well. So we encourage you to jump on that if your schedule allows. We also have a location called The Point. This is one that the Market Authority manages, and we close off one of the streets close to the terminal. It's just a block away from the transportation terminal, and put a pop-up right in the middle of the street. It's very easy to see from the outside, but this is a great place. We have a daily schedule of events for both education and networking. And there's a lot of other resources in here as well, which Jessica will touch on later. But I will say for the new buyers on the call today, we have a new buyer panel focused on how to work market, what to do, where to go, who to see, etc. That's on Friday, October 25th at 2 p.m. at the Point. So if you can join that, if you'll be in town by then, that's a great way to get some of your questions answered, and just hear from some other industry veterans who know market well and are willing to share that information with you. So definitely swing by the Point. We also have an exciting pop-up happening this market. We have partnered with the National Kitchen and Bath Association, and in our Hamilton Wren district, right next to the Vanguard showroom on Fred Alexander, they are going to be building out their own pop-up in the street, and they have 3 packed days of they're calling it educational experience. So everything from cooking demonstrations to educational events to meet and greets. Their schedule's coming onto our website soon, so you can see that it's going to be in our event calendar. And then they have their own page on our website that talks about this pop-up specifically. I would highly recommend that you build in some time to swing by and see that. It's very fascinating what's going on in the kitchen and bath industry, and you can meet with some great folks related to that and related to NKBA in there. That's at Shuttle Stop 18 on our red line if you need to know that. So we hope you'll stop by there. Also, if you're not already following us on social media, we hope you will engage with us, start following us. This is a great way to keep up with what's happening at market, when you need to start registering. Of course, that was a few weeks ago that we started promoting that. Every time we drop some additional news, like the concerts and the keynotes, we start putting that out there. We'll put some product spotlights out there on our social media. And I also recommend that you start following some other folks. If you're not sure who to follow, the people that come to market, just search on Instagram that hashtag HPMKT. And use that as well when you start posting about market. But that's a great way to see who really is talking about what's coming up at High Point. We've got both brands and attendees alike who utilize that hashtag. So now that you've planned, we've got your product, we've got your events, let's shift gears to once you're here on site. I'm going to bring Jessica back up here, and she's going to talk about some on-site resources.
Thank you, Ashley. So, we mentioned that there's 13 city blocks, 180 buildings. And so part of our job at the Market Authority is to try to provide as many on-site services as we can so that you can work this show with ease. So we're going to go over several of those now. So transportation, hotel shuttles. We briefly touched on hotel stuff already, but you booked your hotel, you booked your airline, you've utilized the airport shuttle reservation to get you to and from High Point. And so now it's time to nail down that hotel shuttle schedule. So we do, as we kind of mentioned briefly already, service nearly 100 regional hotels in the surrounding area of High Point Market. Those shuttles run 3 times daily in the morning to get you to High Point, and then they run 3 times in the evening to get you back to your hotels. So this again is completely complimentary. That hotel shuttle schedule can be found online on our website in the Plan Your Trip section, but we'll also go over in a little bit the map and transportation guide, which is a printed on-site piece that you'll be able to pick up at any info booth, lots of different market locations in which the hotel shuttle schedule will be listed there as well. Park and ride. I think somebody in the Q&A just asked about this. So maybe you did not fly here, maybe you drove in, or maybe you decided a rental car was right for you and your team. We do have 2 park and ride locations. So P1, Park and Ride 1, is the Oak Hollow Mall parking lot. So that address for your GPS is right there on the screen. You can also find this online as well in the Plan Your Trip section if you don't save it now. The hours of operation for the North Park and Ride, the Oak Hollow Mall one, is Friday through Wednesday, which is 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. with, of course, services ending a little earlier around 6 p.m. on Wednesday. The second Park and Ride location is our West Market Center Drive, our location, and that GPS address is also there. This Park and Ride location is actually open on Thursday. So whereas Oak Hollow North is open on Friday. The South Park and Ride lot is open on Thursday. So North may be more convenient for you during market, but if you need to travel in on Thursday, please use that South lot. If you need accessibility parking during market, you can park on that North Park and Ride lot. We strongly suggest that one instead of the South because the South is not paved. So you're going to have a better experience if you need accessibility services at that North lot. And you would just need to call 336 887 RIDE, and we'll have a handicap accessible vehicle dispatched to you to pick you up from the park and ride and bring you to High Point Market. So you're going to hear me say that 336 887 RIDE phone number a lot. You're going to see it in printed publications a lot. That's to our Transportation Command Center. So for specialty things like accessibility, transport, and many other things that we'll bring up here in a second, that phone number is going to be very important. But don't worry, again, we have it printed in a lot of different spots. Transportation, downtown showroom shuttles. So we've gotten you to market various different ways with various different shuttles. Now you need to get around. You made that awesome market plan that Ashley talked about, and you need to get to those exhibitors and those events. So we do have a downtown market transit system. We call it our red line and our green line, and it is a continuous loop, the red line going north in the downtown and the green line going south in the downtown. You can see those shuttle stops. At each stop, there's a sign so that you know what showrooms are in the area, what's at what shuttle stop sign. These shuttles depart from the transportation terminal in a continuous loop all the way until 8 p.m. in the evening. So we certainly want to help you save your feet and get you around downtown with ease, and that's what our downtown showroom shuttle is for. Go Anywhere. So the Go Anywhere shuttle will get you to and from any location that is not already covered by a shuttle service that we have already discussed. So if it is a hotel, if it is a showroom within the downtown, if it is an airport, we will not service that with the Go Anywhere shuttles. But everything else in between those things, we will within a 6-mile radius of the transportation terminal. So if you needed to go to CVS in the middle of the day, if there are some showrooms that are not in the downtown, there are some showrooms that are outlying, so they're a little farther away and not covered with that red line, green line. We will take you there to those places with this shuttle. You do not need to worry about what is within 6-mile radius. We have staff at our dispatch locations that will be able to tell you that. So you can get a Go Anywhere one of two ways. The first way is going to A1 within our transportation terminal, which we'll talk about in a second, where there's staff there that can dispatch one for you. There's also a dispatch location by shuttle stop 14, which again, we'll go over in a little bit. So you can walk up to those locations and ask staff for a Go Anywhere shuttle for where you need to go. If you are not near one of those two locations, you can call that 336 887 RIDE phone number and tell them where you're trying to go, and they will dispatch a shuttle to you. You'll get text notifications on when the shuttle is on its way, as far as like when it's there. Lots of communication to make sure that the shuttle gets there to you and finds you. So this is a great service. If you need to do something in the middle of the day, you don't want to go back to your hotel, you need to go to a local restaurant for a little while, things like that. Lay of the land. So 13 city blocks, 180 buildings. This is what that looks like. This is what that looks like on a map. It does look like a lot, but through our some of our resources like our exhibitor filter searches, our apps, things like that, we really try to make this as easy as possible to navigate. So what you're seeing is the map that's going to be at our market info booth. It's our market map and transportation guide. So you'll be able to pick this up on site, and it has this map. It has a showroom listing. It has your hotel shuttle schedule information, that 887 ride phone number, all of that information at your fingertips. So we're just going to go over a couple of things to kind of give you a lay of the land. So you kind of, when you get off that hotel shuttle bus or that airport shuttle, that you kind of understand where you are and what's nearby. So the first thing that I'll talk about is that you'll see our map is color coded. These are our market neighborhoods. So what we've done is broken market up into 7 neighborhoods that are category. We attempt to, some exhibitors group together, others do not. I think some trade shows in which it's 1 to 2 large buildings, they can be categorically organized, where market is a little bit more spread out. And so we implemented these neighborhoods so that you can go onto our website or within the app and use them as filters so you can see what is near you. So maybe you're in the Hamilton Wren North area, you have a break in between appointments, and you want to see what else is going on in that area, event-wise, food-wise, or exhibitor-wise. So that way you don't have to go far before your next appointment. You can use those filters to do so. So those are our market neighborhoods, something to explore, just another way to chunk up market if you need to do so. The next most important thing on this map is the transportation terminal. Lindsay, working behind the scenes, is going to use her little mouse to circle that for us. Thank you, Lindsay. The transportation terminal is really that central hub where all of these shuttles come and go out of during market. So hotel, airport, go anywhere, park and ride, all of them are going to drop you off in that transportation terminal. So that's kind of the center. Registration locations. If you get off that transportation system, you might need to go to a reg desk first. We hope that you registered in advance to avoid that on-site fee. But if you did not, or maybe you just lost your pass and you need to get it reprinted, you can visit any of these reg locations in order to do so. So those are indicated by that icon. Then we have our info booths and charging stations. I do want to just call these out so that if you're exploring the market area, you see where our outdoor market info booths are. These are staffed with individuals that have been trained on how to navigate market. 180 buildings, they might not know every answer, but they've been trained on how to look it up. So please feel free to stop at any of these info booths if you need some additional help. Each info booth does have charging banks that you can take around market with you. You can return them at the end of the day at any of the other info booths listed on this map. So great resources for guests. Market medical unit. Market medical unit is positioned outside of the transportation terminal on Wren Street. And it is a unit staffed with registered nurses that can help with minor medical needs. If your allergies are acting up, if your feet hurt, if you need a Band-Aid, if you have a headache and you need Tylenol, things like that, this market medical unit is great for. If you are going to use a Go Anywhere to go to CVS, I would suggest checking Market Medical first. They may have what you're looking for. So of course, if there is an emergency, please call 911. But minor stuff, that Market Medical team is a great resource. And then we have the points. I did want to call that out as well. Ashley has mentioned it already. I'm going to mention it with a little bit more detail, but the point is also right outside the transportation terminal, and that is a great resource for new buyers, returning buyers, anybody that needs a little bit more one-on-one help than maybe an info booth can provide. So there's staff in this area too, there to answer questions for you. Center stage is where that Ashley mentioned, those desserts on Saturday and Sunday. It's also where our apparel pop-up is. So if you need some High Point Market merch, which we're going to go over in a little bit, you can find it there in that location. And then I did see we do have some international travels on the webinar. We do have our IBC, so our International Buyer Center. That is in the High Point Theater, which is right within that transportation terminal. So if you are an international buyer and you need to do anything with registration on site, you do have to go to this location. But there are tons of other services here for international buyers. There's complimentary breakfast and lunch. There's money exchange. There's a prayer room. There's just really a lot of resources in an attempt to make this a home away from home for you. So be sure to check that out. If you're a member of the press, our media link is on the second floor of our International Buyer Center. And then the last thing I'll point out, it's right by that IBC. The icon is very hard to see, Lindsay, forgive me. But the scooter rental. So if you had accessibility needs to get from Park and Ride to High Point Market, there is a scooter rental counter right outside of the IBC next to the High Point Theater in which you can walk up to and rent a scooter if you need to do so. We strongly recommend making reservations in advance. The phone number to do that is on our website, but I wanted to point out geographically where that is. You'll see the red line and the green line. We'll talk about the NKBA pop-up. Lindsay, if you want to circle that just for a second, we're going to talk more about that. But we do have the National Kitchen and Bath Association joining us for this market. So we're very, very excited about that pop-up. So I think that's a great lay of the land. Like I mentioned, stop by an info booth. I know it can be a lot, but we're going to talk about how to utilize that app to make this even smoother. The point. So we pointed the point out on the map. And then Ashley kind of touched on some of the events happening within this space. We do have panels in this space every day at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So be sure to check out that schedule on our website. If you stop in during market, there'll also be a printed piece with that schedule on it. You can find those events in the app as well. Great resources, very popular panels, great resources for buyers. There's also that market advisor assistance. So I mentioned briefly on the map that if you need a little bit more on one-on-one help, info booths, sometimes there's a line, maybe you just need a quick answer. This space is somewhere where you can sit down, spread your map out, sit down with a market advisor, open your app, and they can kind of show you how to do everything and kind of guide you so that you can come up with a little bit more of a plan for the rest of your day or the rest of your market. So please feel free to check that out. We have the Market 101 panel on Friday at 2 p.m. So it's this webinar, but in panel format with some great buyers that come to market regularly. It's great to hear from them. They give a perspective, of course, that me and my team cannot as somebody who attends the show. So that is a great resource. Hours of operation, the space is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day, Friday through Tuesday. Wednesday, we do close at noon. So be sure to stop in. Blooming Board is a local sandwich and charcuterie shop that serves lunch out of the space daily as well. So maybe you don't need extra help. You just need a place to sit down and relax, grab a portable charger, pull your computer out, and organize the rest of your day. This is a great spot to go. The market app. So I know not all of you are new buyers, but some of you are. If you have not downloaded the High Point Market app, we strongly suggest that you do so. Ashley touched earlier on that High Point Market plan that you can make your My Market plan on the desktop. When you download the app and log in, all of that planning that you just did prior to market is right there at your fingertips. So this makes the app, in my opinion, one of the essential tools in navigating market. If you have two exhibitors saved and you want to get from one to the next one, you can click navigate and it will give you instructions on how to get to that next exhibitor. That alone makes it extremely valuable, but you can also navigate to events, access all the things that you had saved, add new things to your plan. Maybe at market, you discovered somebody new. You can look them up, add them here, and they're added to your plan. You can take notes on different exhibitors that you saw. You can the new feature that we're really excited about is the news feed, which you can kind of see a little snippet of here. Ashley touched on those new product picks and showroom news. Well, now you can view that information here within the app on site. And so if you're lull between appointments, you saved a day for exploring. Take a look at that news feed, see what exhibitors, maybe product launches, new showroom expansions, all sorts of things could be in that news feed. So definitely check that out. If you have problems with the app, or maybe as a perspective of a new buyer or a returning buyer, you want to give some feedback on the app. We thrive on app feedback. We need it to continuously make this better. And again, you offer a perspective that I won't have as the organizer versus the attendee. So you can actually stop in to the point during, if it's open, during those hours of operation, and talk to those market advisors within the point about app successes, app failures. Maybe you need help navigating the filters, anything like that. We want to hear from you. So please stop in at the point if you have any feedback. You'll see lots of QR code ad plugs throughout Market to download this app. We're continuously working on it. So we strongly suggest downloading it, and we'd love to hear anything that you have to say about it. Food at Market. So we do have a QR code on that High Point Market map that we went over a little bit that you can scan to access our food dining page on our website. So this page kind of organizes all the food options at High Point Market in a little bit more of a digestible, clickable format. So you can see there are several categories. There's food trucks. If you have been to Market before, you know that there's lots of food trucks around, as well as interior building dining. So there's a whole category just for food trucks. Market Eats would be those dining options that are inside of buildings. So there's a food court on the third floor of IHFC, or there's a coffee shop and showplace. Those kinds of inside the building dining is there in that Market Eats section. I mentioned sorting by neighborhoods to see what's near you. Neighborhoods is also a category. So if you are in Centennial Run South neighborhood and you want to see what food is in that neighborhood, you can do so. Local Eats, that is restaurants within Greensboro, Winston, or High Point. Maybe your hotel is in Winston, and so you want to kind of scroll through some of those restaurants. That option is there for you as well. And then we have specialty diet. Maybe you need gluten-free, dairy-free, all sorts of vegan. Those specialty diet options are there. So if you clicked on specialty diet, it takes all those food options and just gives you the ones that only cater to those needs. And then staff picks are just some staff fun restaurant favorites from us. So definitely check that QR code out. Helpful tool when you're just trying to grab a bite to eat and you need to know what the closest thing is. High Point Market merch. So we unveiled this last market. And we are going to have it available again. We did launch High Point Market merch. So if you wanted a t-shirt, sweatshirt, hoodie, a hat, Lindsay circled that center stage or area earlier on the map. You can stop by. Within that space is our Market Boutique, in which you can buy any of the items you see here. There is a few other color options within. You know, they say, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Now you can say that too at High Point Market. So be sure to check out the Market Boutique because it is definitely a fun experience. Insider tips. So I briefly mentioned that as the organizer, I will not have the same perspective as you. So Ashley got together a few insider tips from buyers, people that work Market, and what they have to say about it. So she's going to go over some of those with you all now.
Thanks, Jessica. I appreciate it. It's always good to hear from those in the industry who work Market on a regular basis, and they were more than happy to share some tips with you today. So I'm just going to run over that 6 folks that tuned in and answered my question. I said, what do these new folks coming on to our webinar need to hear? So first we heard from Kelly Collier Clark. She said, my top 3 musts for attending Market is download the app, wear comfortable shoes or sneakers, and create an agenda ahead of time. I think you've heard that from us in detail today on exactly how to do that, but I do love how she wrapped up her advice to be intentional about networking and also to have fun. That's what we're here for. And I know you want to learn a lot as well. Stacy Garcia also tuned in. She said, wear sneakers. There is a lot of walking. We definitely understand that. She also recommended that you don't overschedule. So I'm a planner. I get it. I want you to definitely do some planning, but there's nothing like leaving room to explore. So that was her recommendation. On the next page, we have Cheryl Luckett with Dwell by Cheryl Interiors. She says Highwell Market is so many things. It's an educational conference, a major networking event, a shopping sourcing destination. And really, if you read the rest of the quote here, what she's saying is you need to figure out of all those elements, what do you need out of the trip, and do your whole schedule, your whole intentionality focused around that. What do you need out of it? I thought that was a great question to ask. So I appreciated Cheryl saying that. Rachel Moriarty echoed Stacy Garcia's comments and saying that you need to leave room to explore. While she definitely recommends a schedule, don't be super rigid, is what she says. Leave a little room for serendipity. And she's found some of her favorite showrooms herself simply by exploring the outskirts of market. So we recommend do that. In fact, if you have some time and you really want to understand the lay of the land, hop on the red line and ride it all the way around back to the terminal, hop off, and then ride the green line. And then you've really seen the entirety of the district. That's a great way to explore. Write down what shuttle stops you want to go back to, and then you can get into those showrooms. On the next slide, we have Jeannie Chung, who is one of our, actually both Jeannie and Elizabeth on this slide are tour guides for our Insiders Tour. But Jeannie says that of course you're gonna do this, take lots of pictures, but don't forget to take a photo of the showroom sign. So when you go to walk in, take a picture of the front of the showroom. So that's where you start your photos. Then you've got all your product photos from within that showroom. And then even at the end, take that picture again. And now you've got a nice bookend in your photo album, just so that you know exactly where you took that photo. We do have people reach out a lot after market and say, do you have any idea where I took this picture? Take those bookends and you'll be able to help with that. We've looked at reflections within mirrors and tried to help, or maybe we recognize the showroom, but we can't always come up with it. So that's great advice from Jeannie. And then Elizabeth Scruggs suggests that you schedule by neighborhood. Of course, you saw that in Jessica and the map. We've broken it down to neighborhoods because it is a large district for you to understand. And what we don't want you to do is to be inefficient with the way that you navigate it. And so make sure that instead of ping-ponging around the district, that's why you're going to filter by neighborhood and say, I know I'm going to visit this showroom. Let me filter by neighborhood to see who their neighbors are, and then I can go see those showrooms around there. That was great advice that Elizabeth learned the hard way the first time she came to market, but she didn't make that mistake again. And I know that's a story she always shares on her Insiders Tour. So some great advice from these market experts, from these industry veterans. I know you guys have been very active in the Q&A, but hopefully we've been able to keep up answering all of your questions. Let's bring Jessica back here real fast and check in, see how we're doing on the Q&A.
Right now, we don't have any in the Q&A. I guess we can give a few minutes to see if some more come in. I will say I saw several people, I was scrolling through them, Ashley, while you were speaking, ask about Ubers and Lyfts and the availability of those. So since so many people asked about that, I will maybe address that for the group. There are plenty of Ubers and Lyfts available. There's certainly an influx in demand with so many people at High Point Market. So if you have something that's maybe a little bit more time sensitive, I might suggest scheduling it in advance. I believe Uber, at least Uber lets you do that. I'm not 100% sure about Lyft, but for the most part, people are normally able to find Uber and Lyft with ease. Let's see, one question came in. Are wheeled bags not luggage allowed? So Technically, yes, they are allowed. You will find that because of how crowded it is, sometimes they can be a little hazardous. There is a luggage check within two of the buildings. So if you're in IHFC on the second floor, there's a luggage check there. There is also a luggage check area in Market Square on the third floor near Shop Object. That information would also be on our website. I believe it's being updated right now. But if you feel like you needed to check that bag so that that way you could walk around market without it, that's certainly an option.
Yeah. And one thing I've heard also from attendees who've been here before, you might be offered some printed materials within a showroom, and that's great. Some people prefer that, but what some advice that I've heard thought was really good is ask the exhibitor to mail that to you. If they want it in your hands, they will mail it to you, or maybe they have a digital version of it, and that way you're not having to carry it around market, doing all of that walking and spending those long hours here. You don't want to get weighed down by those items.
Great tip. Someone did just ask, I recall in the past that the district are decided in high end, medium, and low end. Is that still true? Great question. I mentioned that we're not categorically organized. So sometimes, you do need to use our website filters. There is some exhibitor groupings, like Hamilton Ren North does have a bit of a reputation for being high-end upholstery, for example. However, that is not 100% true. While like exhibitors tend to group together, it is not 100% across the board. So if you are looking for a particular price point, we definitely suggest that you use those exhibitor search filters to do so. Price point is a filter option. You could actually layer your filters and do price point and then neighborhood so that they are grouped so you can see what high end, medium, or low end price points are in the same areas. So great question. Thank you for that.
And the next question ties in. It's basically the exact same answer. They ask, is there still a Made in America defined area? That is a filter on our website, but not a specific area at market. So you're going to want to use those filters and then narrow it down by neighborhood as well to find out where those resources are.
And within the app, there will also be some filter by shuttle stop options. So, you can get into neighborhood, but you can even get down deeper into that, like what Made in America exhibitors are with at shuttle stop 18. So, with some of the new map enhancement we did, that possibility is there on site as well. Where do you schedule the airport shuttle on the app? So the airport shuttle schedules are not in the app at this time. That's certainly a future improvement we would love to make, but you have to do that on our website. So if you go to highpointmarket.org and you go to the plan your trip section, you'll be able to find where you make those shuttle reservations. If you are on site and you need to make a shuttle reservation, there's actually going to be an info screen, 2 screen kiosks within that transportation terminal that you'll be able to do it there as well.
So the next one is related to product category types. And the answer is yes, there definitely is. So the question first, is there a filter for more modern designs? Yes, there is. So you can look there in modern, traditional, any type of the various different categories are there in our apps.
Do either of you know High Point's history, like how it came about? Just curious. Surface level, yes, we do. High Point Market started in 1909, so we're a very old trade show. And it actually, High Point was chosen because at the time, 90% of hardwoods were made within a 90-mile radius of this location. So we call that the 90-90 rule. So because of that, High Point Market was picked as the location, and it just never went away. Got bigger and bigger and bigger, and here we are.
Yeah, absolutely. I was typing the answer to the next one, but I'll just go ahead and say it live. Is there any way they can download a full list of the exhibitors from our website? We do not have that option. You can't download a full list, but if you do pick up one of our printed guides at Market, you can get that in one of our info booths. Pick up the Market Resource Guide, and it has a directory in there.
Sally asked, explain where the filter by price point is. I don't see it in the app. So Sally, without exactly what you're seeing, I might not be a great help, but what I will do is I can email you an answer to that one.
We also do have an update coming in the app that's going to bring some filters that we're missing. So that could be one in the app that was missing. Yes. There should be an update coming here within the next week or so. That filter, though, I just confirmed it is on the website. So if you want to look at it there, you can utilize it there.
Thank you, Ashley.
In terms of educational events, the question is, are they recorded so that if we miss one by attending another, we can review recording later? Some exhibitors do that. The main one that I know of is Universal Furniture, that they have in the past recorded some of their educational events and put them up on their website. But in broad strokes, they are not. And a lot of that comes down to just audio quality or simply the cost of bringing in that equipment to do so, or even staff availability. So in broad strokes, no, you need to attend them live.
And I did actually just look in the app. There is one update. There's going to be more, but make sure your app is updated. It looks like it's the 8th category down is price points once I click on filters. So make sure that app is updated. And if you still have issues, feel free to email me.
Yeah, I think we got time for one more question because we do want to hold true to our hour-long commitment to you all. The last question is, what does the minimum order filter mean? No minimum or a minimum, and what is that? That's typically related to if an exhibitor requires a minimum amount in order for you to place an order with them. Some showrooms are only equipped to handle larger orders. It might be that you have to fill a container or half a container. That's just their business model. But others can sell you one piece or a smaller order. And so to help our attendees be able to drill down and understand that, you don't want to walk into a space if you know you only are going to place one order for a project, or you only want to order 3 of something because you're a smaller store. You don't want to go into a place that's going to require you to fill an entire container. So that's what that filter is related to. So with that, we are at our 3 o'clock mark. If you have any other questions, though, Lindsay's got our phone number and our email address up here on our last slide. We are so thankful for all the questions that you have, and we want to help get those answers. So reach out. You can call our market advisors at 869-1000. You can email us at info@highpointmarket.org. You can even text our chatbot, Carolina. She can answer some questions for you. Before we go, Lindsay, go ahead and pop that poll up there. We asked you when you registered, how comfortable, how ready do you feel and prepared for fall market? And so now that you've gone through this session on a scale of 1 to 5, how prepared do you feel before you sign off? If you don't mind just checking that and letting us know exactly if this has been helpful for you, answered the questions that you had before you got on here. We'll go ahead and pop those answers up, Lindsay, when you see people stop voting. I'd love to know that this has been the information that you were looking for. There we go. Okay, so that's good. We got maybe moved the needle up to some 4s. We got some 5s in there. I love that. Thank you so much for tuning into that. We have been recording this, and we will be putting this up on our YouTube. So if you want to circle back to it, or I had some folks ask because they had to drop off if they'll be able to get a recording of this in the next few days. If you'll visit youtube.com/highpointmarket, we will be putting it up there for you. And of course, just one more time, those market dates, October 26th through the 30th. We look forward to seeing you here in High Point. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. See you soon.